Hi everybody, welcome to this quick 9 playthrough for the date that is now displayed on the screen. Remember to check the tournament times so that you have time to play all of your holes. Please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Timestamps for all the holes in the video description down below. Bear in mind these are general wind conditions you will need to tweak according to the directions you face in the quick 9. And remember, some of these are old replays, so feature the old ball attribute levels. Good luck, here we go. A par 4 here then, and we do have headwind angle on this one. Going to use a Kingmaker, max top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right. So with the APOC 4 it is 6 bars of top spin. Obviously a little bit more would get you nearer for your second shot. Giving myself some room for the curl here, so red ring touching the rough, then I'm adjusting this one max plus 10. I do go into overpower 2 rings, so I add 1 ring of overpower on. And then I'm going to go with full curl with my APOC level 4. Perfect ball away, this is going to bounce nicely. We can push it a little bit harder there, we do land a little short of the rough, but we still go down the centre of the fairway very, very nicely. And we want to be in short iron range for our second shot. Drive distance 381. Second shot here, we do need a short iron with top spin. So the Hornet, if you don't have the Hornet in a good level, then the runner is going to be your friend. Checking my club distance here, because we can use some distance check notes on this one. Going with plenty of top spin, as you can see, and 3 bars of right spin so that I can land a little bit further towards the pin. Ball guide to the hole with the Hornet level 7. In fact, with the headwind that we have here, the ball guide is going just through the hole. Here I play this one 60% slider with 30% elevation. So 60% on the slider, 30% elevation. Obviously it will depend how far you are away from the green and the pin, so do check your distance. But for me, as a rule, I would play this one true distance plus 30. Drops very nicely with the top spin for an eagle. In this example here, we do have very nice tailwind. So it's a navigator and we can play with the grizzly. We're going to be playing with 2 bars top spin and half a bar of side spin to the left. Top of the white ring just before the bunker there, and like before with this hole, it is important to get the offset correct. Here my recommendation would be, once you've added the spin, have the tip of the ball guide just before the column of light green squares. You are going to need to offset this one. As you can see there, it is offset left of pin. Very, very difficult to see. Use a couple of practice tokens, get a feel for where you need to offset this shot. Adjustment max plus 10. Then we hit perfect. Speed is very good here. However, we just need to refine our landing position ever such a small amount. Just missing a quarter of a square, if that, to the left. This hole is an eagle hole only, in my opinion, regardless of the wind. So we just got to make sure we play very safe shots here. Kingmaker is advised. If you have low wind, then you could go with the Titan if you want to save on your Kingmakers. But it's 6 bars of top spin, and then we're going with side spin to the right as well. Max plus 10 takes us into overpower, so be sure to apply enough to get over the rough. It is going to be about 3 rings, 3.5, maybe 4 rings, depending what ball you are using. If you're using extra mile, great balls will risk the rough here, so be careful on this one. We just need to find the fairway. If you're in the rough anywhere around here, you're going to jeopardize the eagle. Second shot, big dog or cataclysm, use whichever is the most appealing for you in terms of accuracy or ball guide. Here, depending on your drive, you're going to need between 2 and 4 bars of topspin. If you've got longer drive, you can go with 2, as I do here. In fact, I dial it back slightly to 1.8. But if you have a shorter rollout and you don't clear the rough with as much room as me on the drive, then I'd go with 3.5, maybe 4 topspin. Adjust max plus 10. Always apply max left spin on this one. And then with a Kingmaker, with 3 bars of left spin, I go with 3/4 ball curl to the left. If you only have 2 left spin because you're going with a Titan, then add a little bit more curl on to compensate. Doesn't matter about the great left, this is still going to be fine and rolls down the slope beautifully to secure our eagle with a nice putt. Spin grabs very nicely, we drop it for an eagle. Two options here. which I will describe. Just going to show you the sniper bounce over in tailwind. If you do have any headwind though, you can play a no movement shot with either the rocket or the quarterback, just to the left and above the beginning of the bunker. This is a tricky par 3 here, so add your spins. Again, this is difficult to get the pace right, and hole in one here, if you do grab one here, is going to be very, very good indeed. Max plus 20 is the adjustment here, and if I'm playing the quarterback shot as well, I will be playing that either minimum or medium distance with 20% elevation, because like the other par 3s on this course, we do have a lot of elevation to deal with. Just bouncing before the bunker does come in a bit short, but again, it's going to be a very simple putt for the birdie on this tricky par 3. Now, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. Details on the screen now. As part of your perks on certain days for the Quick Nines, there will be some Patreon exclusive Master General playthroughs for those holes used. So make sure you check us out there. Great chance for an eagle with this tailwind angle on this par 4. 4.5 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the right with a Titan. Can be played with low level extra mile as well. Here I set up at the top of plus 8. I would recommend you just set up a couple of yards higher. I would go top of plus 10 just to make sure you are near a min club with the thorn. So 4.5 top, 2 right, extra mile 8 I would set up at plus 10, extra mile 6, 7 at plus 12. Adjust max plus 20. And the reason I would suggest setting up a bit higher is because sometimes you can get a dead bounce, which will cost you about 8 or 10 yards. So I'm going to show you a drive here. This does have the dead bounce, but the second shot is from a drive with a bit more yardage. So 349 on that one. We want to be in the 350s. This second shot is taken from a drive with 355 yards. Count up rings from min until you get the blue ring touching the bottom of the fringe where it meets the fairway. Then we are going to add between 3 and 5 bars of backspin, get the ball guide going to the pin. So look at the position of the blue ring, count up your rings from min. Here I pushed up 7 rings from min, so I place 7% slider, minus 10 elevation. Further information on rings from min and the slider on the BK Academy tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. So rings from min, 1% slider per ring, and then we're going to play minus 10 elevation. Perfect ball, excellent chance for an eagle on this par 4. Playing with the Titan ball, we have very, very nice tailwind here. Half of the red ring inside the rough on the left, and obviously if you're using extra mile 6 or 7, then you will be 2 yards further up than this. I'm at plus 6, you will be at plus 8, and obviously you can adapt if you're using different drivers. 4.5 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left, maximum distance, 10% elevation is the adjustment here, and then we do want to hit perfect, and we just want to take this ball up towards the top left corner of the next piece of fairway. Can sometimes get a bit of a dead bounce here, but 9 times out of 10 you will be okay, and you're looking for around 370 yards. Second shot, because of the tailwind, and we're getting a good distance on the drive, we can use the Grizzly here. Obviously if you're worried about having a short drive, then use the Goliath instead, but a little bit of top spin needed, and if you are using Grizzly, top of the yellow ring touching the rough, and then we're going to play true club distance plus 10% elevation. So obviously if you do have a shorter drive and you're at max, then you will play it max plus 10, but obviously do take some slider off for every yard you are further back from max. You'll see here with spin added, I'm aiming to the left side of the cup. That is deliberate based on the shots that I've made already with this wind angle. So true club distance, 10% elevation, little bit of top spin, and then hit perfect, and you've got a very nice chance of getting this one in the hole for a beautiful albatross. Now in this wind angle on this par 3, we have predominantly tailwind with a little bit of crosswind. I would go with the Navigator and the Guardian. As long as your Guardian has 100% backspin, you're going to be fine. So max backspin, 1 right spin. Now we need to set up, and it's all about the second bounce because you'll have different ring sizes on the Guardian. Here I did move over to the right there, but I do miss this one just to the right. So Just before I shunt it over, you'll see the second bounce on the cut-off between the two green square columns. That is what I would go with, and I would also set up half a ring or half a square further on the green, because I want to catch more of the slope, and you'll see why in a minute. The adjustment is mid plus 20, navigator only, and look at this, we're just a little bit lacking in pace and we just missed to the right, so just need to tweak the second bounce position there, and it's a brilliant chance for a hole-in-one. So for the drive here, I am going to use 6 bars of topspin. It does help greatly with this hole, especially for the second shot, but obviously if you don't have 6 bars of topspin, then play with 4.5. Aim in the centre of the strip of the fairway with your topspin and 3 bars side spin to the right, which is why I'm using a kingmaker. Now we are going to go with 1 ball of curl to the right, and because we adjusted into overpower and down into a lower point, I am going to go with a little bit of overpower. So perfect away, we are going to land right where we want to, and we want to try and get a good bounce and gain as much distance as possible here. Obviously if you don't have 6 bars topspin, you're going to be further away on your second shot. It's going to be with the thorn most likely, and as you can see here, I am working out my distance of club, and we are going to be between mid and max distance here on average with 6 bars of topspin. If you don't get the roll on the drive, you'll probably be closer to max distance of your short iron. So that's why I say work out your club distance, because it will vary depending on the wind and also what roll and topspin you get on your drive. So we're going to go with 4 bars of backspin, and I want to be bouncing on the fringe. Aim at the pin, but make sure you do not leave the ball guide short, because of the headwind that we've got here. It will compress the ball guide. Here I am playing in between medium and maximum distance with a 10% elevation. And then of course we want to try and hit perfect. We're right on 0, but we do get it away on time, and the backspin grabs it very nicely and it drops right before the pin for a lovely eagle. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Par 5 here, and I'm going to bounce directly over to the fairway that you see here in this crosswind scenario. Little bit of topspin and 2 bars side spin to the left. I'm playing with a Titan. Obviously if you want to reduce the wind a little bit further, then kingmaker is good. APOC 5 is just going to reach over there. If you have lower power drivers, you will need to stretch out, and then once you've adjusted, push up the right number of rings. We are just going to be okay here with our max plus 10 adjustment. I'm going with a little bit of overpower to make sure that I do make it over, because we do adjust in this instance to a lower point. Half a ball of curl to the left, and we are going to clear nicely and roll down the fairway. This is a narrow fairway, so beware of great balls left and right. We don't want to be in the rough. I'd rather play safe and just find the centre of that fairway rather than push it too far. 346 yards here is going to leave a shot with our sniper. Now we do have a slight headwind angle here, so I'm going to back up a little bit before I add my spin. And here I'm adding topspin, a little bit of side spin to the left, and I'm going to aim just at the pin here with the ball guide. As you can see, it does glitch around a little bit here, so this is a tricky one to get the speed right, but you've still got a chance at an albatross on this par 5. The adjustment I make here in this crosswind is max distance, 5% elevation. Max plus 5 just takes me into overpower there, so I'm going to put a little bit of overpower on. The alternative is, though, of course, to go with more topspin and set up further back from max distance. Perfect ball away, and this one does bounce very nicely and rolls to the pin with a good speed, but just coming in a little bit to the right, so maybe 10% would have been a better adjustment in that scenario. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.